Hey, Carolina Tony, coming to you from Fayetteville, North Carolina, outside of the Transportation Museum. Thank you for stopping by my channel. If you're here for the first time, be sure to go down here and subscribe. After you subscribe, you have the opportunity to ring that bell so you'll be notified every time we put out a video, which are Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Surely you'll find something interesting. But for now, let's go inside and take a look. The Transportation Museum is inside of the old Fayetteville Railroad Depot. It was built in the 1890s. And around
There's somebody upstairs who could probably give you a tour.
and around 1945 it caught fire and burned down. This is all that is left of the original train depot. I actually hear a train coming. Here's some things from the Cape Fear River and shipping. And boats just like this would come up the river, pick up the goods and take them to the coast. There's an original picture. Boat down on the river. It's called the A.P. Hunt. The anchor from one of the river boats. And they would put cotton bales on these ships to be carted off, and wood and barrels of turpentine and other liquids will go on the boats just like that. Be shipped down to the river to be dispersed to all places across the globe. And this is what the railroad station's agent's office would look like. And did you know that they had the railroad police to keep the hobos and the crooks off the trains? Have a little billy club and knock them hobos in the head. Yeah, this is American La France 1921 fire truck. This was Fayetteville's first fire engine. Steam operated. The steam would turn the turbine to pump the water out. 1882. And this is a hand pulled hearse. Put a coffin on the top and pull it where you needed to go. An old milk wagon. Of course, it was a wagon. It's been converted into a car.
In the early 1900s, cars were available to the general public because of the Model T being so inexpensive. But people needed to have a place to buy gas, things like that. So I always tell the kids, this is an invention that we all take for granted. Gas stations.
Yeah.
We always have them. And now we have them on every corner.
During the Depression, some people had cars, but they didn't have money to buy the gas. So they came up with an invention called a Hoover cart. And cars would just sit around and not be able to go anywhere. So people would cut the front of the car off and turn it into a cart to be hauled around. And they were called Hoover carts. And these are very rare. You can see they were made of wood. Didn't last outside in the elements very long. But folks, there you go. A Hoover cart. There's a garage. Tools. Old gas cans. In the North Carolina Transportation Museum, there's an exhibit called Death and Remembrance, a historical perspective on how in the 19th and 20th century the customs of the burial and the departed is done. Used to take pictures of babies when they passed away. Even jewelry. People would wear special jewelry for mourning. And there was even a catalog where you could buy special jewelry for funerals. It said that Victoria homes were often adorned with portraits of death scenes. This is called the death of Zachary Taylor. Said in the 19th century, people normally died at home, surrounded by family and friends and the pastors, and they would go on into eternity, surrounded by their loved ones. Here are some embalming tools that was used by Hines, an African American family that had done funerals for 3 generations. There's embalming fluid in a bottle, and the stoppers would have rubber tubing extended from the stopper. Here's a vintage pump that was used to pump embalming fluid into the body. And an embalming table, portable embalming table where people would be laid out. Notice the little holes on the bottom so the fluids could drain out. There's a picture right there, embalming in front of a tent. More vintage embalming tools. Said that hair was associated with death and funerals. In many cultures, hair was in jewelry. In the Victorian era, America was popular among folks back then, such as a bracelet made from a departed person. Little medallions, just whacking their hair off so they could keep it. Mourning jewelry, a little glass container containing hair from someone that had passed on, or just keep it in the family Bible. They'd even sometimes prop a dead person up in a chair and use an apparatus to hold them upright and take pictures of them. Things have changed. Here is a human skull not exposed to nature or burial, and here's one that is exposed. It was in the ground for approximately 100 years, as well as some hardware off of coffins. Well, there you go, the Fayetteville Transportation Museum in the old train depot. That was pretty interesting, and I think that funeral room was really, really creepy. But anyway, for now, y'all have a good day.